attacks with Katari sidelight, with Cannon sidelight, etc. Game number 1. This is Elimination Sites. Get into top 8. Let's go.
Getting into this game, we already see Anime come out on top with the weapon star, but as I say that, Pier with a big open up on the Katars. Okay, I'm not too sure about that down sig, and I'm not sure about that down air from Anime, but 2 mistakes don't make a right, and somehow Pier comes out on top.
I guess it did make a right. You know, ultimately, Anime still now kind of a lead position-wise, but damage-wise and stock count absolutely identical. D-Light, Sidelight as well, not able to get the neutral, just falling back down onto the ground. Gets the neutral that time around. Always looking to be able to catch these dodges in. Love that weapon toss in the hand.
Really pretty solid here so far, both players just getting their 1s and 2s. We see Pier definitely come out on top in terms of the how the duration of the strings, but it's not doing all that much more damage than Brawlhalla, who is or not Brawlhalla, sorry, than Anime, who is really sticking to the gauntlets. I would expect to see the cannon right about now. I'm sure we'll get the weapon swap here into it, and yeah, just one there is able to punish that Ensig. Hardly ever do you see that Ensig get punished. Sorry.
You usually doing that just to go ahead and like call out a jump, but Anime was in that one moment playing reactively, not really committing to any buttons, not even dashing around, and so he was in an excellent position to be able to punish it. Going into this game now, Anime able to pick up an End-Light, looking for the jump call out, D-Light into the downer as well. Anime is dealing such good damage onto Pier.
Oof. 2 sidelights there, yeah, that's so scary, so much damage as well. Even though you don't get a big string,
he said stop swinging. Yeah. He said stop mashing. Stop landing with downer. Okay, that's enough. I'm going to swat you away with 2 consecutive sidelights.
Yeah, the cannon, I feel like, is definitely going to be Anime's big moneymaker, and it's already showing, like, you know, versus the Qatar is able to, like you were talking about, swat them away.
Oh, Anime is going away. Anime is the one that is, like, playing back. Pier is holding in. Pier is holding in, constantly jumping and dashing in. And so if somebody is consistently punishing you with, like, a lot of ground, you know what? That's enough of that. Look at Pier's position off stage. Sweating, almost got spiked into oblivion. Anime is going crazy.
Looking really, really solid right now. I'm not too sure about this Linfei pick for Pier, but we'll see how the cannon is able to maybe potentially make a comeback happen. Downlight into downer, not a true confirmed sidelight into sider, not sure there either. And Anime is getting quite lucky in terms of how many openings Pier is dropping. I say it again there, the downlight missing its connection into the nair, has to throw the weapon up in an attempt to keep Anime away from going for that ground pound, looking for that nair, looking for really any sort of damage here. Gets the dodge in place, didn't find the second side light though, but still right now Pier definitely really struggling to get into this game.
No width punish on that neutral either. Pier was so afraid, wanted to back away. Tossie got the weapon. You got no weapon on hand now. The recovery not enough to be able to KO Onyx. That is why people play Onyx. He lives a long time. Pier getting that stock with the neutral. Listen, it's Katars and it's Cannon. They can make anything happen. You need that one dodge read. You can take him side to side. Pier is juggling. D-Light, downer, neutral as well. Downer comes out. Anime with no recovery.
Oh, almost finds it there with the chasing high on the nair. Didn't find his connection though. That's the down air. Pier definitely having a chance. It's very similar to the last set that we saw on the side stream. Pier is able to make some pretty big comebacks happen, so you can never really count him out.
The weapon toss, the weapon is gone. You left weaponless against Cannon now. You're being denied.
Oh, there it is.
That's it.
Downlight into nair to close it out for Anime. That was almost really good from Pier, but I'm not too sure about that weapon toss from Pier. Kind of forfeiting your weapon and then fighting the unarmed versus Cannon, not a good look.
That situation transpired a couple of times. I think there's a couple of preemptive weapon tosses from Pier, which didn't necessarily pan out. It's one of those things that's like, hey, if you hit it, you hit it, and then you get to pick it back up and maybe even get a combo off of it. And then if you miss it, well, then you miss it. I do think weapon tossing like that is pretty essential in a matchup like this, because if you saw the dynamic, Anime was the one that was playing back. Anime was the one that was constantly waiting for Pier to approach. Pier said, hey, I want to down air you. I want to go ahead and come in with a bunch of sidelights. Anime had to be the one to play back, and I think he did a really good job of doing so. Now we're seeing the switch off to the Juro. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I definitely expect this from Pier. Immediately, I'm not too sure what the Linfei pick was there. Maybe just feeling inspired by some of the other Linfei players, but not too sure what to say about that. Pier with an unfortunate SD to start off this game number 2.
Okay, yeah, this is not the kind of an opening that you want to have. Anime gonna be looking for that jump call with the neutral Pier getting in there. Okay, I want to see some big sight combos. I want to see some big sight strings. I want to take cannon and I want to put him off stage upon Pier. GC side light comes out. No second side light to be able to connect to. Dodging past the down air, but no sight down air connecting either.
Anime kind of blends in with the stage here is something I just noticed. I wonder if that'll cause some problems for Pier. It doesn't seem to there with finding the ground pound. Great connection, but didn't find much more than that, as Pier actually ends up to be the one disarmed as Anime looks to extend this to a 3-stock to 1 lead.
Connects it down air. Okay, just dashing in, looking for that end light. Unsuccessful though. Pier with Sword on hand with this much damage. Yeah, you need a couple more hits, so we're gonna see some maybe D-light neutral just to be able to get a juggle going, excuse me. GC end light comes out. Oh boy.
Well, yeah, that sucks. Going for the big Sig read on an attempt to cover Anime to jump back to center stage. Anime stayed grounded, able to get the end light to KO. Jiro, you know, very glass cannon, not as much as Legend like Thatch, but still somebody that definitely has to be very, very careful of what trades you're willing to take, because a Legend like Onyx will just be able to completely out damage you if you just do like 1s and 2s, which I feel like Anime is really good at finding, whereas Pier not so much in finding these big strings, especially off the back of that very unfortunate first stock. It's hard to get back in this game. We'll see though. You know, Pier is very good at making comebacks.
So Anime, you know, playing a little bit slower, just the one kind of playing back and waiting for Pier to do something. And, you know, that is the thing that you can do when you have a stock lead like this. Look at that excellent spacing, baiting out the side light, just standing in front of Anime's face, and then dashing back. I think that was also a dodge back as well. That being said, Anime, huge juggle going. Pier using down air to land as well as a side air. Pier is in this game. This feels doable.
Big recovery there from Anime, looking at lock this game down. Just needs that one open up. Nice sighted from Pier to get some space out of the corner. Sweat beads from Anime. No connection from Pier on the punish of the sweat beads. Nice down light, not enough to KO. Has an edge guard here. GC down light.
No.
What? Not too sure about that
GC down
decision.
light just to force the high recovery, but even then he wasn't able to go ahead and get the punish. D-light neutral comes out and was able to go ahead and successfully KO off the top. So I think Pier, that game, has started to pick up on the most important thing, which is against somebody that is playing back like this and is just waiting for you to get close enough that they want to hit you with, like, let's say cannon side light on reaction. The goal is to get in the face, but not committing to pressing a button, and then mixing up your timing with a couple of dashbacks, right? If that is the way that Anime wants to play neutral, if Anime wants to play second beat and play a little bit slower, you have to get in his face, and you have to bait things like the cannon side light. And we saw that a couple of times. That is how Pier found his openings. We've seen the switch back to Lin Fei. PJ, how do you feel about the switch?
You know, at this point, you got to try anything to make this happen, and definitely the Lin Fei undoubtedly doing a lot better than the Jiro in that second game. So, you know, maybe the Katars are the key to success here. You're gonna have to find a lot though, because you're down 3 or 2-0. You have to win 3 games in a row. I'm so sorry, but yeah, we'll see how this plays out. Anime just sticking to the cannon here and looking to swat away the very pesky Lin Fei Katars. Doesn't work out too much though, as you find a big edge guard.
Huge edge guard potential, but the side air from the Qatar is a little bit too low. Pier was onto the right idea. D-light, side air. Oh boy, that could have gotten bad for a second. Anime's end light just barely whiffing, but just taking advantage of Qatar's biggest weakness, which is the end lag on that down end, because it is significant.
Nice little side light there. Covers the dodge away with the Sig. Welcome to the Onyx experience. I like to talk about it a lot in 2s, of Onyx having some of the best signature kit in 2s, but in 1s also is going to be a great way to cover those dodge outs. You cannot play scared like that versus the cannon.
No, not at all. Pier letting that down, Anime needing a way to be able to make it back on. Just a nice, clean, precise edge guard. Okay, so again, the goal of this matchup, and the thing I want to keep coming back to, can Pier successfully bait out those cannon side lights? Anime has been opting to be mostly playing with the cannon. We'll see what happens if he's able to pick up some gauntlets right now. Or no, actually, he had the cannon prep.
Okay, nice weapon toss there, looking for the recovery, didn't find it. Dodging through and just kind of jumping around, looking to try to be very elusive. You got to make a big comeback happen here. It really starts off this stock. I feel like this is the closest it's been.
They're both trying to get in each other's faces and see who's going to be the first one to press a button. Anime is the one that wins that showdown for a second. Pier didn't get to pick up the weapon again. The GC side light was still able to catch him, but it's not enough. The recovery was not enough to KO off the top. Look at that patience.
Yeah, very good patience. Okay, finding the KO there. One stock separates Anime from another top 8 under his belt. We'll see if Derek can make a big comeback happen here on the Linfei. But as I say that, a big string comes out from Anime, who gets quite a bit of damage there.
Okay, Pier just backing off a little bit for the second kill. Looking to land with that side, a bit of an undershoot, and Anime just found another whiff punish. Consistently getting denied of picking up a weapon here. Pier makes it just back over the lip of the stage, but that's not going to be enough. That's the weapon toss, that's the GCD light, and the ground pound. Anime going to be cleaning this up with a 3-0. A dominant 3-0 at that.
Absolutely, and that is another top 8 under Anime's belt. That would make it the 8th one for the PR number 8 here. Placing their seed accordingly, but looking to move forward there, having to play the winner of our next set, but we'll get to that.